Now we're going to look at the case where the number at the front, a, is not equal to 1. Also, when we don't have a common factor. So here's an example. 2x squared plus 13x plus 6 equals 0. Now 2 doesn't go into 13. So if we try and check, does everything have a factor of 2? No, it doesn't. And that number at the front isn't a 1, so we can't just factorize using our tricks that we've learned before. We do it in the right format though. Our strategy here is going to be to multiply the front number 2 and the end number 6. 2 times 6, we're going to get number 12. Alright, and we want two numbers that times to give 12 and add to give 13. So that's our strategy. Whatever we get from a times c, we need two numbers that times to give that number, but add to give the b value 13. So I'm going to split this up now. 2x squared at the front, 6 at the back. But instead of writing 13, I'm going to write 12x plus 1x. And the order doesn't matter for how we write this. 12x plus 1x, because that adds to give 13. Now the next step in our strategy is just to factorize the first two terms separately and then factorize the last two terms separately as well. So what's the biggest factor I can take out of 2x squared plus 12x? I can take out 2x. And in the bracket, I'll have left x plus 6. That's how you factorize those first two terms. Now the second bracket, the biggest number I can actually take out is just a 1. So plus 1, I will do it actually. I'll take plus 1 out. And that's going to leave me with x plus 6 as the second bracket. Now you can see we've got a repeated bracket here. So that means that the highest factor of these two terms, we've got two terms here. If we factorize this once more, the thing that is a factor of both of them is x plus 6. And that leaves us with 2x plus 1 is the other bracket. So this is it factorized. X equals negative 6 or x equals negative 1 over 2. And that's how we factorize when we can't take out a common factor. This example, once again, 10 doesn't go into 13 or to 3, so we can't just factor out anything. But I'm going to try a strategy of multiplying these two numbers, the 10 and the negative 3, to get negative 30. And I just want to list all the pairs and see which one gives us 13. Because the b value is 13, so could be 1 and 30, but that doesn't work. Negative 30, negative 15 and 2. Now this gives us negative 13, but if you can perhaps see that we just want the opposite of that. If I just switch the negative signs around, positive 15 and negative 2 are our answers here. So I'm going to write it out again. Here's the 10x squared. There's the negative 3 at the end, and I'm just going to split it up in any order. So I'll put the negative 2 first, any order at all, and I have to factorize the first two. So 2x can come out, leaving me with 5x minus 1. And if I factorize the second two separately, the biggest thing that comes out is a positive 3, leaving me with 5x minus 1. And just like that, we've got the same bracket twice. And that is a factor as well. So if we pull that bracket out the front, 5x minus 1, and the other two coefficients, 2x and plus 3, are the second bracket, and there is factorized, even though we didn't have a is equal to 1 at the front. So solving those two brackets individually, x equals 1 over 5, or if we solve this one, x equals negative 3 over 2.